G'day Hawks fans, welcome to Talking Hawks. I'm Matt. I've got Daz with me tonight. We've got a big show for you, albeit the results we're talking about, probably not what we're all after with the Hawks ties, but we'll be touching on that. An opportunity for you to join us and some Hawthorn players this week. If you are keen, plus the Box Hill, that gives us a little bit of reprieve off to the finals. And Daz, how are you going, mate?
Personally, mate, going all right, thank you. And the Hawks, geez, that was rough. I'm really getting sick of losing to this mob. For those that know, my partner Sam is a Richmond fan, and they've lost 7 times now with a draw since we've been together. So, not fun in my household, to be honest.
Ouch, ouch. Well, let us get cracking because there's a bit to dissect. There were some good signs from some players, but a lot to be desired in a game that saw us absolutely get pantsed. There's no hiding that. I think it's probably only a small number. When we get to the top 5, geez, it's a small list to sort of choose from, Daz, tonight. But fans, let us know where you're tuning in from. We're going to be powering through it tonight. So jump in with your key thoughts, questions, observations, and we're going to get cracking. So, Daz, first of all, what was your, let's go devil's advocate, what are you thinking the state of the club, well, let's say the development is in? If you're devil's advocate right now, playing the Tigers, and we know we love the club, we're aligned, we're all for it, but you have to call out some of the things going on. Devil's advocate, is this a blip or is this a concern this week?
In a weird way, both. I think coming in, even in our wins, we've talked about the midfield has been a bit of a problem. So it's a concern because it's the same record. We've been saying it for now nearly 2 years, haven't we, Matty? But the blip for mine is just how bad we were with and without the ball. I think even in losses, I even look at Sydney. That was a pretty big loss. Even the last time we played Richmond, we looked strong at times, either with or without the ball. We went considerable parts of this game where we were neither strong with or without the ball, barring a few individuals that we'll talk about later. And we need to get more young talent into that midfield.
Big time. Big time. Look, generally some good observations still. I think with the mix of younger and older, you still see some moments where there's just some nice poise, some extra space, but the Tigers' pressure was pretty phenomenal. Didn't give us a lot of room to breathe, and I think it shows. There's some good lessons for, I think, the whole group to take home from that. Watching some of our boys in Denver, Jai. You've got different moments where you're like, well, they threw Denver onto Lynch, and yes, he had an absolute day out, but it was feasting no matter who was on him. I think some good lessons to learn there for Denver, albeit, look, I tell you, the one thing I did like, hearing Mooney talk about Denver getting stuck into and getting in his head a little bit after he was already having his way. I think he was on about 4 or 5 goals at that point. But you take the good with the bad. Give me your thoughts, Daz. Just start to have a quick squeeze through the fan questions. But just on Duke, on our boy, I like seeing him on Koch. Did you take many observations out of that little matchup when he was running with Cochin? Because I reckon that was a bit of a run with this bloke and see if he can learn a few things.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a learning experience for Jai, and he learned a lot. He was the best player on the park for mine. He won the fan MVP. I think it's the only the 3rd time since the bye I've agreed with the fans, which is good. Good to know that we're all on the same page. Yep, I think a few guys got footy lessons. Some came out of it well, and I look at Jai as the number one there. And some guys will walk away with a footy lesson on the negative side, and we hope they bounce back. And Jimmy Blank and Denver fit that mold, given how they played on Lynch. But it reminds me, our midfield reminds me a little bit of a Freo, in a sense that Freo had their Fife and Mundy and they had to pass the mantle to Andy Brayshaw, which they've done. And I think Mitchell and O'Meara now need to pass the mantle to Jai, and they probably already have, and he needs to run with it from there. So it's Jai's midfield now. It's who we build around him. Josh Ward looks a keeper. McDonald didn't play, but the midfield is no longer the reign of Tom Mitchell and Jaeger O'Meara for me.
Yep. Hard for me to disagree with that one. Let's go to the fans. A few thoughts here. So in terms of the mids, you're probably going to start seeing a bit of a new look. Here we go. I can't say that one. A little bit of expletives.
I'll tell you, if you do want to go to a question, Dan Sheriff asked before, perfect example of a young team up against one. I completely... Gives a season particularly desperate for finals. Yep, 100% Kerry. Sicily in the midfield, what do you think?
Oh, I like that mix. I like that move because it's just you let the young fellas feel the heat. You know, too big. Relots beyond it now. Although when Lynch was out, he still goes well. So just blank. Denver, how do you stand up? I don't actually recall where Sicily was playing. Scrimshaw was playing at that point. I think he was still down back, or might have had a little stint on the bench. But Sicily in the middle, it was reminded me of a Jared Roughhead. Let's move the big fella who can do things up forward, down back. When we need something, he gives us something. So I like that little experiment. Just a big yes or a no, fans. Did you like Sicily in the middle? Or how many? I think it was two ball ups that I observed. Was there more, Dad? Do you know?
I think he had 4 centre bounce attendances, got 2 clearances on the day. It was just strange. I know fans are going to half disagree with this, but the long sleeves got to go, sis, especially if you captain next year. I'm not copping that. I'm not copping the skipper in a long sleeve. Q in the rack. I hope that's not. Will Day has to play midfield next year. Luke, welcome to me 10 weeks ago. We're on the same page, my friend. I agree. Get the preseason, get him in the gym, and get him in there. I 100% agree. Days won't have to.
You've got a fan here, Dad.
Yeah,
You've got a fan here, Justin.
Like
he's reading your stuff. It's good to see. And look, that you were just talking about it. Yeah, a little bit of change up in the midfield, and you know, different roles, different. We're going to see different things. So, look, there's a shopping list. I will share briefly. One thing, joined a few of the Hawks players, Brewsty, Dylan Moore, Pup, and Will Day in a play sponsor session. Just a closed session. Have a guess who Will Day thought when it was thrown to the players, who they think might be good for captain. Will Day
himself.
Have a guess.
Is this a trick question?
He's full of himself.
No, okay. So what? No. I thought it was a trick question.
No.
Who did Will Day think would be good? I feel like it'd be someone young. Jai?
Well, we're going to see what the fans come up with. We'll let you know shortly. So, look, these little exclusives are things that we get as part of being player sponsors. So, Denver Jai, CJ, we'd love to sponsor an AFLW player. And if you want to join us, I'll see if I can do the magic here. What we've got, go to talkinghawks.com. We want to sponsor an AFLW player. You have a chance this week to join us. If you just go to talkinghawks.com, go to the player sponsor section. Yeah, right in the middle there. You get all the details. But this Thursday night at the MCG, tour with Denver Jai. CJ, if you're ready to roll, click the donate button. A chance to go to the Peter Crimmins. We're going to have a golf day at the end of the year with some prizes, and all of that will be part of you with starts with a $50 donation or contribution, let's say. And we want to see if we can get another $500 in the bag to help us sponsor an AFLW player and get behind the club. So promo over. Let me see if anyone got it. No.
So we've had Hardwick as a suggestion. We've had Morey as a suggestion.
Anybody else?
Will Day did say that Dylan Moore is the social butterfly and good around the group. So I thought that might have been something. He was on Dead Set Legends on the week. Did Will Day...
Kerry, you've got it, and there you go. He gave it to our Dead Set Legends as well. So just talked about getting around the players, just the level he gives on and off field. So good to hear of some leadership. A few other guesses coming in. It's great. So good signs, I guess, what's to come, and the young group driving it. It was a really nice session when you get to just talk with the players, and that's what the MCG will offer you this Thursday night if you happen to be in Melbourne and want to join us in that group. So if you are an existing player sponsor, check your emails, do your expressions of interest. If you are free, you can bring a guest if you are part of this. We've done it before. It's pretty special. So, all right, Daz, over to you. Just thrown to the fans here. Any other quick takeaways from the game? You've written up another beautiful review. I did get a quick squiz, but any thoughts for the listeners?
Yeah, look, I know I said before James Blank and Denver really did struggle on the day. I want to throw up Emerson Jecker as an unheralded hero in this game for the way that he played on Jack Riewoldt. Now, he is a poor matchup on Lynch just at this point because Emerson looks pretty good for the first 10, 15 metres, and then he can get a little bit lost. I was watching some behind the goals vision today because I don't have a social life. And I can see that Lynch just had to work him a couple of times. So it was a poor matchup. On Riewoldt was a spectacular matchup, and he got 4 stars for a reason. And Billy's got it there. Bolton was kept fairly quiet. Not fairly quiet. He was invisible for a lot of the day with 13 disposals and a goal. Another bow to Finn McGuinness's quiver, which right now looks like a hit list, and a very good one at that. So those two boys get a special mention in a pretty, not a dark day, but a pretty bad day.
Day for lessons, and it takes these times, and I thought we'd show a bit more fighting spirit, but I think there was a few moves made just to. Yeah, it was a dead rubber for us. I think seeing what we could orchestrate, fair few players out for us as well. Team play for finals, so good lessons learned, I think. But all right, well, we'll get to my top 5 at the end. So get them ready, Hawks fans, who you had. But we got along to the Box Hill game, enjoyed another President's Lunch. Thank you to Ed Sill and co down there. Pat, you put on a good day. So we'd love you to join us at some of those as we go, fans. So, but Daz, on what's that as a nice fair day, that was a bit of a contest at the start, but just the consistency of, I'm going to put it down to, Box Hill got the job done.
Yeah, I don't care whether it's AFL, VFL, netball, marbles. Anytime we beat Geelong's all right with me. Jack Saunders was the standout for mine. He took 11 marks, I think it was, along with his 24 disposals. So could be a chance to get a debut late in the year. Well, not late in the year, the last game, isn't it? So looking forward to seeing if he gets a gig. He's got a bit of speed. His ball use is a worry, but as far as I'm concerned, if you're criticising blokes on a monumental level that haven't played a game yet, you're already struggling, aren't you? Because, we heard things like Dane Swan's a flop and all these guys. But I hope he gets a gig. The more players that we can see at the end of the year, the better for mine.
He's 24 touches, game high 11 marks. So not too shabby for
11
Mighty
marks,
Mouse.
Yeah, fantastic.
5 inside 50s and a goal.
Bang. And let me tell you, I don't hype in public to sit around and say that I was right. But geez, we got a good one in Maxi Ramsden. I know he didn't have the biggest impact on the game, and he didn't actually play a whole lot of game time, either that or I might have been talking too much to Mitch and not looking at the pitch as much as I should have. But goodness me, this kid's going to be something good. I'm so looking forward to his first preseason, and hopefully he can get a game next year. He's sort of my one to watch throughout the preseason that hasn't played yet.
Yeah, look, and they got around Fergus Green for another 5 goals in his 50th VFL game, some with Footscray and obviously Box Hill. But look, it just seems really tight. Their core leadership group is great. It was Beasley, wasn't it? In that
Charlie.
collision. Yeah, Charlie. I haven't heard. I hope everything's okay there. But good to get down there. You'll see Sam Mitchell usually hanging around watching the game. So get down to Box Hill through this finals series if you get a chance. I really enjoyed beating Geelong too. But Ramsden, just on that, I think we were talking about I think the development potential there. There's going to be a good opportunity. Maybe the Hawks will be shopping probably sounds like a mid-season shopping agenda or shopping item. Would you say, Daz, or we're looking hard at the end of year?
Yeah. I'm not going to jump on the get Brodie Grundy train for the pure reason of he's 29. He's not going to be a part of the next premiership team. I know that we need mentors in this game. Believe me, I do. But I'll back the coaching stuff in. Go to the mid-season draft, because the only ruckman that I deem as a top 20 talent in this draft, Jackson Broadbent, I think he's off the board by a second pick. Because Sydney got 2 first-rounders, I think he'll go up to the Harbour City, unfortunately. So, yeah, go to the mid-season draft, see which ruckman has matured enough and get another one in the door. We've got an eye for mid-season draft talent, so there's no reason why we couldn't find another one.
Yep. All right, we'll just whip back to a few fan questions. Statement there from Let's Talk Hawthorn. Good to have you with us.
Us and Collingwood are the two best, and it's not close.
Great supporters. Thank you. Let's Talk Hawthorn. And who else we got? Here we go. Question mark.
Yes, please.
Welcome.
I'm biased.
Easy
I
one.
like this kid. Yeah, you're asking the wrong man. Luke Hall, ruck forward. His stock's kind of gone down a little since the national championships, but looks a talent, 100%. There's so many teams that need talls. The draft is going to be so interesting, but if he's still around, I'm not sure if we'd get a Keilor and then a Jerome Lawrence, father-son. This isn't the time to talk draft, but I feel like we'd take Jerome before Isaac, but you never know.
Little teaser at this point. I think this gets asked most week, but Penny Star, you are a regular, so we have to give it to you.
There's got to be reasons why it hasn't happened yet. I struggle to think that the massive flip, because he's going to win the goal kicking, isn't he? I think
looks like it. It'll be hard to stop him.
I think it's between him and Josh Corbett of Gold Coast. So, look, you can't do any more than the form that he's in. I struggle with, is he in the list profile? Could he be in our next premiership side? And if the Hawks are not sure, then I'm not sure. And there are 18 clubs that are not picking him up either. And we're not 100% sure how committed he is to being on an AFL list. I don't know whether he is or he isn't, so I'm not going to make an assumption.
All right, we better chat to Box Hill so we can put the heat on him, get Fergus on Talking Hawks here.
Get him on for big questions, 100%.
It's very happens. We'll have some fun. Fergus, he looks like an absolute ripping bloke. So, all right, last one, Nick. Yes, that would be pretty handy thinking about that Brewsty. I don't know if Brewsty's, I don't think he's quite hanging him up just yet. So Brockman will be welcomed back with warm arms. And we've missed him. Hope he's doing well. So, all right. I think if you're joining us, if you're not on YouTube, a lot of you that watch aren't subscribed. Get around us, do that. Smash the thumbs up. Give us some love on YouTube. We need 1,000 subs as soon as we can, and we will give you some absolutely delectable content through the draft period about to hit us. So. I reckon it's probably that time, Daz.
Top 5, mate. Now, I'm curious here because you and I have agreed quite a bit lately. So I think
Sorry
we
about
have.
That.
No, okay. It's completely your fault. So I reckon we're due for a little bit of disagreement. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. Geez, it's probably not the week to be calling that. But anyway. Probably looking at the backman a little bit more. I like the backman. I do keep an eye out, but sometimes other stats sway me. And I do try to look at a game and what I expect. And I probably try to have my own lens. But Scrimshaw, for mine, I'm giving him 5. So if you haven't done it, drop your 5 to 1, 1 being your best. And I'm going there. So Scrimshaw, definitely featured throughout the game, played a key role. Just reliable when we're probably just testing a few things down back. So
only Hawk not to lose a one-on-one for the whole day.
And I can't remember his disposal efficiency. I think he was having a cracker at the three-quarter mark. Maybe you can find that as we go. There we go. That's standard.
Yeah.
Standard Scrim. Does it in his sleep. But Jekka, very noticeable up, big first quarter, but I think he continued to bob up, and I'm giving him I think a day where he really flew the flag, and I think he really put his hand up to play probably and challenge for a key role down there for some time, and definitely frees up Sicily, which is exciting. Finn, I'm starting to expect it now. We're all starting to salivate and enjoy that we've got a bloke that you can give a job to, and I don't think he can look left or right. He just puts the blinkers on that hard, and he's just got the crosshairs on somebody, which is very exciting. And for mine, again, we're chasing a bit of tail on the day, but I mean, if that's his role, I think he did it to a T. Sicily. So again, Daz, I probably haven't disagreed with you too much at all, but Sicily, giving him number 2, I think he, in different parts of the ground, just got the job done, gave us great meters gained from memory, and I think there's the leadership in different parts of the ground. I loved seeing a tall midfield, frankly, when we had at one point Nashi, was Jai in there. I think Jai's what you see, 187 maybe or something, 5.
Yeah, 187.
There we go. And big boy in there. I was like, ooh, I like this tall look. And but yeah, well done to Sis and Jai. I'm giving him number 1 again. So I do agree with the fan votes. So
nice.
I'll quickly whip around to a few, but we're going to keep it fairly brief tonight.
Titch in the top 5 is really interesting.
Yeah, it's eye of the beholder.
Nuke and the rest still finding that good to see you're not holding back. Fred Nuke the best, he really was, and
yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's interesting when what you're looking for. Well, everyone, it's one more game off to Tassie. Let's see what we can do. We might shape things a little, make it interesting. I'll still be glued to it.
One more season.
That's part satisfying. But look, for those of you that are going to join us Thursday night, we may change our broadcasting night to Wednesday. Just depends. But yeah, a ticket or 2 for you to come and join us Thursday night if you are a player sponsor group member, or if you want to jump onto talkinghawks.com, check it out, and we might see you on Thursday night. But Daz, we're going to keep it short tonight. Thanks everyone for joining us, and mate, till we see you again, everyone, take care.
Thanks guys, go the Hawks.
Cheers.